Welcome back, folks, to a brand new video.
Vast and diverse, China is an absolute giant of a travel destination, with more megacities than any other country in the world, as well as the country with the largest population. Any visit here will be a mix of tradition, culture, and modern development. In this video, we're going to check out just a few. So let's take a look at 12 beautiful places to visit in China. Number 1. The Great Wall of China. Nobody can be a true hero unless he has been on the Great Wall. That goes the popular Chinese saying, and one that clearly demonstrates the importance placed upon this unique ancient monument, otherwise known in Chinese as Shanghai or the Long Wall. Averaging 6 to 8 meters in height but rising as high as 16 meters, and wide enough in places for 5 horses or 10 men to pass. The wall boasts numerous battlements and watchtowers. And some of the world's oldest fortifications date back as far as the 7th century BC, with the best known areas added around 210 BC, when its various sections were joined together. But today, the most visited section of the wall is near Badaling Pass, easily reached by public transport. So it's one of the most fascinating places that you'll ever visit. Number 2. Li River, GUILIN. Now, the town of GUILIN in the northeast corner of HUANGZHOU boasts some of China's most beautiful countryside and is famous for the Li River, which meanders through the town and surrounding karst mountains. While for hundreds of years this unique scenery has attracted, let's say, poets and artists, and it's been subject of countless fairy tales and legends. These days it's popular with tourists from all over the world, all wanting to see this natural beauty. So if you do book a tour, I recommend using TripAdvisor, but make sure, if you're going as a family, to bring snacks with you despite the food offered on the boat. Number 3. Pudong Skyline, Shanghai. Now, this is a modern skyline of Shanghai along the Huangzhou River and the Bund, which is a long pedestrian line. Now, this remarkable act of smart city planning and preservation can be seen in Shanghai's splendid riverside promenade, perhaps better known as the Bund. As you stroll through this wide pedestrian zone along the riverside, you'll almost forget that you're bang smack in the middle of China's largest city. Just imagine the population that exceeds over 26 million people. So for the best views of the Bund, visit the 468-meter Oriental Pearl Tower, which is on the opposite side of the river. And if time allows, be sure to visit the Yew Garden. Number 4. Zhangjiajie National Park. Now, when you first set eyes on this beautiful national forest park, In Hunan province, it's certainly not difficult to see how filmmaker James Cameron was able to draw inspiration from it all. It's an area of stunning natural beauty, with its many unique pillar-like rock formations. But in addition to its many natural wonders, which can be best explored as part of an organised tour, the park boasts a number of new man-made attractions, and the first to be built was the Beilong elevator, otherwise known as the 100 Dragon Skylift, which takes you all the way up in under 2 minutes. Now this is an impressive structure, and one that offers some of the most dramatic views, all for under $12. Number 5. The Forbidden City, Beijing. In the heart of modern Beijing is the world's largest palace complex. It's big enough to hold 50 Buckingham Palaces and covering more than 7.5 million square feet. It's known as the Forbidden City, and it served as the symbolic and political centre of Imperial China between 1420 and 1912. Its forbidden tag, or moniker, reflects how most subjects of the realm were never even allowed to enter its walls. So the entire complex is filled with palaces, gardens, courtyards, and general living quarters. The city would be home and the seat of power for 24 rulers, 14 from the Ming Dynasty and 10 from the Jing Dynasty. So to the south in the outer court, it was here that the Chinese imperial court managed its contact with the outside world, using the Forbidden City's magnificent architecture as a stage to showcase the emperor's power. So this is a must-see attraction in Beijing. Number 6. The Terracotta Army. It was while digging wells on the outskirts of Xi'an in the 1970s that farmers stumbled across what was to be China's most important archaeological find, the Terracotta Army. Distributed over 3 large underground pits and built to guard the first emperor's tomb. Now this find included more than 8,000 life-size warriors, over 500 horses and more than 100 chariots, along with the numerous other non-military characters dating back from 280 BC. So it's one of China's most important tourist destinations and probably one of the famous ones. Number 7. Summer Palace, Beijing. Now this is an easy 15-kilometer commute from Beijing, and it's a stunning imperial summer palace, set amid more than 700 acres of beautiful parkland, and is easily one of China's most visited attractions. So while the palace itself was built in 1153, its large lake was added in the 14th century to enhance the imperial gardens. So this summer palace is kind of the place that will require at least half a day of your time, just looking at how beautiful the location truly is. It was even declared a World Heritage Site a couple of years back among the places in Beijing. So as much as Shanghai literally is the city of the future, Beijing has so many places to visit. Number 8. Hainan Island. White sand beaches, crystal clear waters. Now these aren't the first things that come to mind when you picture China. But the country's southernmost province is an island paradise, the likes of which you'd expect to find in Southeast Asia. So this is a popular playground for the Chinese and Russians in particular. And Sanya boasts some real picturesque beaches, the most famous of which is Yalong Bay. So in addition to sunbathing, swimming, snorkeling and all those kind of good things, the island is a playground for resorts, spas, even floating restaurants. So it is a great opportunity for either a family getaway or something that's quite high end. Number 9. The Yellow Mountains. Now this is one of 5 sacred mountains of China, a region of towering stone spires, twisted pines and stunning sunrises. Now Yellow Mountain is arguably China's most famous mountain, but then again you have to be the judge of that. People from all over China and around the world come to see the mountain's bizarrely shaped rocks. So it's truly one of China's most surreal and beautiful locations, and a perfect escape from those modern cities. But when you're done soaking in nature's beauty, nearby HUANGZHOU village is a step back in time, epitomizing the Qing and Ming era and its architecture. So as I said, for those of you wanting to escape the hustle and bustle of modern China, this is simply a breath of fresh air. Number 10. The West Lake in Hangzhou. Now few cities in China can boast quite the same concentration of splendid historic sites and ancient temples as the city of Hangzhou, the capital of the Zhejiang province, and it's located at the southernmost end of China's famous Grand Canal. And much of this rich collection is actually gathered around the lovely West Lake, which is a 6-kilometer square stretch of water in the heart of the old city, surrounded by numerous hills and pagodas and temples. So part of the fun is lingering around on the lake's many fine old bridges. Try to catch one of the many tour boats to get a much better view. And if you do have time, stick around for some of the fun. There's a musical fountain show that's held every evening. And now we come to the final 2. We're going to squeeze it a bit together so the video isn't too long. And number 11 is the LESHAN Buddha in Chengdu. And this is located just a short bus or train ride away from Chengdu. And it's home to the world's tallest stone Buddha and the largest pre-modern statue in the world. It is an incredible sight, and towering at 71 meters, the Buddha sits just solemnly on the banks of the river. So with its proximity to Chengdu's Panda Center, it's a perfect day trip, and in fact you can combine the two with one of the Chengdu tours. And number 12, we come to LONGJI rice terraces. Now China's rice terraces are literally picturesque no matter where you go. But the LONGJI rice terraces are the unquestioned king, otherwise known as the dragon's backbone. And this classic example of Chinese agricultural ingenuity should never be missed. The terraces are surrounded by quaint villages where yourselves, an adventurous tourist, can get a taste of the real China. And there you have it, folks. That was just a little piece of the many attractions that you will find in China. Very impressive. I'm sure you will all agree. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I will see you all on the next one. As always, be good, be kind, and be careful. Peace.